HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Good evening, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. This is Dr. Mike Chua, physical therapist. And yes, I am your Alternative Healthcare Career Coach for tonight. Well, tonight, we've got a special guest. But before we bring our special guest, this episode is brought to you by the Alzheimer's Disease and Dementia Care Seminar. It is the required course to be a certified dementia practitioner. If you want to be a certified dementia practitioner, reach out to me, talk to me, shoot me a message, or just check out our website, drmikechua.com/ADDC. Check it out. Basically, we teach you how to be a certified dementia practitioner. It's a CEU class. It's a 2-day class that we teach, and then boom, you become a certified dementia practitioner. Well, anyway, every time we go live, we put this up. Today is December the 15th. It's Tuesday. If you're watching live, please comment live. Watching on the replay, please comment replay. But says here, I did say this. This is Serena Williams. If you know Serena Williams, type in Serena. It says here, everyone's dream can come true if you just stick to it and work hard. So easy. It's so straight to the point, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's dream can come true if you just stick to it and work hard. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Most of us here, we have lost the art of dreaming, right? We have lost that art of dreaming, I'm just gonna live my life right now and just do the daily things, just go the daily grind, go to work, go home, and then boom. No, sometimes you just have to keep dreaming. You know what? That dream, there's something in the dreams that even God Himself, He put dreams on those people in the Bible, right? I mean, I don't know who that Daniel. He's a dreamer, right? He's a dreamer. Who's the dreamer again? In Bible, and there's always something in the dreams, and in that dream, that's where you become. There's something inside of you, that gift inside of you. You need to bring out that gift inside of you. And those are the talents and the gifts that God has given you. Mosh said, James Perez. Hello, James Perez. Thank you very much for watching live. Appreciate you. And I see people here in the group, watching live. Thank you very much for those people who are watching live inside the group, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. But tonight, we've got a special guest. He had a dream inside of him. He's actually a physician, and he had a dream inside of him to be an author and a speaker and a songwriter or whatever. So I'm going to introduce him first. So his name is Dr. Cristeto Azucena. He's actually a physician from San Pablo, Philippines. I used to cover him. I remember in our group, I always say this. I used to be a pharmaceutical rep. For 10 years, I covered different physicians in different areas in the Philippines, and I sold drugs for a living, the legal ones, right? The legal ones, the good ones, like the blood pressure pill, the cholesterol pills, and stuff like that. And I covered different physicians, and Dr. Cristeto is one of the doctors I covered there in the Philippines. So he's actually a physician in the Philippines, and he graduated in University of Santo Tomas in Manila. He's a diplomat and a fellow of the Philippine College of Physicians, and he's a member of the American College of Physicians, right? You hear that? He's a certified specialist at the Philippine Society of Hypertension. He's currently and presently the president of the San Pablo Doctors Hospital Medical Staff Organization and the vice president of San Pablo Medical Society. He's also the former president of the Parish Pastoral Council of San Pablo Cathedral Parish. Okay, those are medical stuff, right? No, those are medical stuff. What we want to talk about is his alternative career. Is his alternative career. Here, Dalton, what's going on, Dalton? Hey, man. Thank you very much for all you do, sir. Appreciate you. I want to salute you for everything that you do here in our beautiful city here in Northwest Tennessee, Dalton. Let's go back to our guest, right? We want to talk about his alternative career. He's a physician. He's got all these accolades, letters behind his name. But this is what we want to ask him today. His alternative career, he's actually a photographer. He's a poet, okay? He's a songwriter. He's a singer. He's an author, and he's got 2 published books, and he recently released his music album. He's a physician, ladies and gentlemen. And this group called Alternative Healthcare Career Group, he found his passion there in writing, in singing, in publishing books. So without further ado, we are going to bring in Dr. Cristeto Azucena. What is going on, doctor?
Hi, hello there. How are you? I'm very fine here in San Pablo in the Philippines, and I'm very glad to see you again, Mike. It's been a while. Oh, yeah. As you have mentioned, we are all dreamers, actually. We are given all this stuff to dream and to think about what is better for ourselves. Being a physician, it's really tasking. It's hard, to see a lot of patients every day and to take care of them in the hospital, especially in this time of pandemic. But then again, this season or this time also gave us the reason to think again, to look and to look at other ways how we can cope up with uh, pandemic season like this. In your introduction, you said that all of us are dreamers. Yes, I believe that. During my time here in the college years, I usually discovered that I can write. I used to write a lot of scripts for our group, and then poetry just came, and uh, when you have to write a lot of letters to your girlfriends or to your loved ones, I usually write poetry. But then I did realize that later in my life, I could use them and could propel me to another stage wherein I could be happy because aside from being a physician or being a doctor, there's another alternative route which can make you feel whole and complete. In my book, I mentioned that in our journey in life, we would always look back and we would always meet again the people that we have met in the past. And we would realize that all of them have contributed to your journey as a person. And that's why in my book in photography, these are all, uh, as I see things, I also reflect on them and I took pictures of them. I just froze that moment. And I realized that these are all part of the dream when I was young. So it's just that I froze them and put them into books, and that's how my photography book came about. Then I got also some involvement with our parish council, the church that I belong to. And during the time, our cathedral was due for restoration. So I took the liberty to research, to interview a lot of people, and to go back into the history of the city. And I realized it's a very beautiful story that it's worth telling to. So that brought about another book. It's entitled The Cathedral of San Pablo. It's a photography journey chronicling all the developments of that church. And now it's one of the resource books that is used for people who wants to research on how this beautiful cathedral came about. So things like that, dreams. You just work onto them. You just don't let it be. Just do something to make your dreams possible. And the latest thing that happened to me is that I learned how to compose and to write music. And at the same time, I sang my composition. And then later on, I decided to record them, and then it was released now. At least last month, it was released in Spotify. Now it is in YouTube, in Apple Music, and iTunes. And I didn't realize that me, a physician, would have this kind of project later in my life. I'm 56 now, and I never realized that I would have done all these things if I just stuck to the usual things that I do as a doctor. But my challenge to you is that everyone has a dream. In your past, in your youth, you have to look back. You have to look what is your passion? What are your desires? What are the things that would make you happy or what would complete you? And then work into it and listen to your heart. Sometimes you would discover there are a lot of things that you can still do, if you are a bit older than music. I discovered that music is ageless. It's not for the young people alone. It is for everyone. And as far as the feedback from the album that I have, some people were really affected by the songs. Some people appreciated it, and I'm very glad. I was not really expecting that these songs would be big hits, but the thing that it could affect some people, it could bring some joy or some positive feeling in them, is worthwhile. That's good enough. It would bring a new life in you. If you uh, making some things like poetry, publishing books, or making songs, it could extend your life. You know, even when you're gone in this world, your music would remain, or your books would remain, and that's a legacy. It's I didn't really realize that it would be done, but because I continued dreaming, I continued believing that I have something. Um, Reading the Bible is also part of my growth. You know, I discovered that we are given a lot of talents. God has given all of us talents, but we have the responsibility to do something about these talents. You have to work on it. You should not waste the talents that you have. I know that a lot of you have learned how to do music during your younger years. Uh, why not try to create? Why not try to write songs? Perhaps this could give you a new outlook, a new lease in your life, especially when you're nearing your senior years. There's a lot of other things that you could do: writing, telling stories, telling your young people your life, and they would learn about it. And they would really enjoy listening to you. I have lots of relatives. I have lots of grandchildren from my nieces and nephews, and I love lots of friends who are very willing to listen to my stories. I usually uh, make a lot of stories, even to my patients. We That's how we engage. You know, we tell a lot of stories about their life, and I share also, and that makes me happy, even in my career as a physician. The act of communicating and telling your part of your stories to them would really make the difference. And now, as a singer composer, even my patients are now listening to my music and they're happy discussing it with me. So that's it. And I always believe that we always have this capacity to evolve. We always have the capacity to make our life different, so much different from what we used to do. It's just that we continue believing in ourselves and discovering ourselves. The first thing that we have to do is to discover ourselves, to know ourselves. What are the things that I have? What are the things that I do? Or what are the things that I can still do at this very age. I am very happy that I'm part of a group of called the Christian Life Community. It's a Jesuit or an Ignatian inspired group composed of a lot of my former teachers in elementary and high school, and even friends. Uh, and we discuss this every week. And part of our growth would be discussing our life, our experiences, and reading the scriptures. And this could help me a lot. This help us a lot. So these are the tips that I could give you on how you could go on with a new alternative career. Uh, I'm glad that you are there listening to us. I'm very sure that you could have some tips. You could listen to a lot of tips like that. Thank
Oh,
you for the time. All right.
oh wow. That is such a very powerful tips there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are still watching live, please comment live. Watching on the replay, please comment replay. Oh, I see Bren. Bren, what's going on? He says, hello, Kuya Mike. Hello, Doc
Oh,
Ninong. What is going on, Bren? Thank
yeah.
you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Well, anyway,
Right.
if you guys, if you are watching live, you gotta learn how to write things down. I wrote stuff while Dr. Teto was actually writing stuff down. I just would like to do a quick recap on what he said. It's just amazing. You guys gotta learn. You gotta learn and listen. You gotta learn how to write things down, ladies and gentlemen. So here are the things that he said here. You gotta challenge yourself. He said the word challenge. Without challenging yourself, without challenges, you will have a hard time growing. Same thing with lifting weights. I'm a physical therapist. We ask patients to lift weights. The bigger the if you want to make that muscle stronger, you got to challenge it. You got to push and pull. So he said that. And he also mentioned about the word looking back. You got to look back what your passion and your desire in life. You know what? You have to go back to that passion, ladies and gentlemen. Without that passion, you will develop some sort of burnout. Whether you're a physical therapist, occupational therapist, a physician, or a nurse here in our group, Alternative Healthcare Career Group, if you don't find that specific passion, if you're just getting the profit and the productivity, and you don't have the passion, it will go down. You will experience burnout. And he said here, find something that completes you, and you got to listen to your heart. What is it that's really burning in your heart? Dr. Teto said, deep inside I wanted to sing, deep inside I want to compose, deep inside I want to write and publish a book. Guess what? He did it. And you just have to go back to that specific passion. And he said here, find that talent. What is it? God gave you the specific talent. Remember those the parable of talent in the Bible? There's this three people. I don't know. One is they gave the talent to him. He just put it inside or underneath the soil, and the other people, they invested it and everything. That person who just put it in the soil and never invested it and never nurtured it, it got taken from him. Same thing with you. That talent that was given to you, don't bury it. Use it, invest it. And that's what Dr. Teto is doing. He says here, leaving a legacy. Are you just living because you just want to live and provide for the now? Or are you living because you want to leave a legacy to your family? And it says here, don't waste your talent. It says again, don't waste your talent and the capacity to evolve. You got to learn how to evolve, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to survive in this ever evolving healthcare industry, you have to learn how to evolve. You have to learn how to adapt. You have to learn how to adjust in the current situation. The student that I have right now, a shout out to Jason. He's probably watching. I hope he's watching. He asked me, Michael, how are you surviving the COVID situation? I said, no, the storms and challenges are always here, ladies and gentlemen. Just like driving a destination from here, driving to your destination, there will always be potholes. You cannot control the storm. You can't control the challenges that goes in this life. What you can control is your reaction, your driving, and just enjoy the ride and just reach that destination. We're going to bring Dr. Teto back in our stream. Dr. Teto, thank you very much again for coming over. I know you're a very busy man. Uh, uh, in your in your practice there, I know you're seeing a lot of patients. Uh, are you incorporating? You
Mm.
mentioned already. Are you incorporating music therapy and then your books? And then I assume you're doing that, right? I mean, the
Yeah,
non-traditional way of treating patients. I'm assuming you're doing that, right?
right. It's just that I discovered that the communication counts so much. You have to really talk to your patient, and you have to engage uh, this communication with your patients. You just don't treat their disease; you treat them as a whole person. Sometimes you discuss a lot of things out of the stories that you do, and I think it helps them a lot. Especially the elderly. I see a lot of senior citizens, and when we talk, when we exchange pleasantries and stories about their life, their children, and they realize how blessed they are because they have lots of children that supports them. It helps them heal. It makes them their life more happier. They want to live more because they want to be with their family, and that's what I point out to them. I always incorporate stories. Sometimes I also introduce my music to them if they want to listen to that, and they would text back to me and they listen and they tell me that they're happy, especially the songs that I have written are especially for uh, people who are uh, in their advanced age. A song was written for my mom, one of the songs there. It was a song that I usually sang to her when I visit her. But now I said to myself, I have to record this because whenever I'm out of the house, mom could listen to that. She's happy. She's happy with that. And to my patients, I always advise them to always be thankful, always be grateful, always be uh, uh, prayerful, because that would make us more complete. We should always be asking God for thanks, for we should acknowledge Him that our life is beautiful, our life is like this, because there's always the help that we got from somebody up there. Somebody up there.
Amen. Amen. Well, anyway, I think Peter John is here. What's going on, Peter? I think I know Peter is one of the medical reps there too, back home in the Philippines. He says, "Hello, Doctor
Right.
Azucena."
Hello, Peter.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I
hi,
think it's
Peter.
time for us to cover again, Doc. Right?
All right.
Well, anyway,
Okay, coverage time, please.
I took your advice. I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna
Yeah, yeah.
record myself and sing for my patient. And I'm just assuming if I give that music or that song to my patient, they'll be saying, "Michael, I play your music at nighttime. You make me go to sleep." Oh well.
Right.
All right. Well, we are going on a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Yes, welcome back to our Alternative Healthcare Career Show, wherein we help you find your alternative career. And thank you very much, HelloNote. You got to check them out. HelloNote is what I use in our outpatient clinic, wherein we provide different therapy services here, either at home and also in our clinic. And I like what Dr. Teto said earlier. I call him Dr. Teto, Dr. Cristeto. So he said, treat them as a whole person. Treat your patient, not as a disease. Don't treat them like okay, you come in, you got a shoulder problem. No, don't just treat the shoulder. There's always an underlying impairment, whether it's a medical or psychological or social or physical or whatever. You got to treat them as a whole. Because some patient, let's just say a differential diagnosis. If you got a right shoulder patient pain, that could be obviously what you call a gallbladder issue. If you have a left hand pain, it could be a heart issue. So you treat that person as a whole. With HelloNote, it's a whole thing, right? Again, thank you very much, HelloNote. You got to check them out. All right. Thank you. Yes, you gotta check out therhabfitness.com. That is actually a program by Patrice Hassan. She has that certification program. You gotta check it out. If you want to provide a group exercise specifically designed for geriatric population, you gotta check it out. Therhabfitness.com. You check it out. Yes, that is my coaching program. If you want me to coach you, how to start your own private practice, how to start your own Jerihab physical therapy, incorporating Therahab fitness, group exercise. Just shoot me a message or go to my website drmikechua.com and just look at what we've been doing, or actually go to our website jerihabjackson.com so you can see our actual facility that we're trying to open, and of course all the services that we provide, and I can teach you how you could start your own small little practice. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I'm here to guide you, bring out the best in you. So speaking of bringing out the best in us, we are bringing back Dr. Cristeto Azucena from San Pablo, Philippines. He is my physician there back home. But before we keep on going, Dr. Teto, let's go ahead and answer Peter's question here. What is the title of your album, he says?
Oh yeah, the album is titled Tatak. Tatak. It's a
Attack.
Tagalog means yes. It's like an imprint in English.
Yeah,
Tatak.
tatak. Yeah. Let me type that down here. Tatak. Here
Or
you
you
go.
could just
Is
yeah. Search my name, the artist name there. The,
There you go.
in Spotify. Yeah.
Tatak. Okay. Yeah, tatak means what does it mean, doctor?
Imprint, like it's like an imprint.
Like a
Yeah,
imprint or something like
imprint.
that, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm running out of English, doc. So Peter said thank you, he said. So thank you very much, Peter,
Yeah.
for watching. Appreciate
Congratulations to
you
that.
for watching.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I know Dr. Teto is so busy right now. We got one more question for him, and I'm sure he's going to answer this with awesomeness. So I guess our last question, Doctor, is what is your biggest challenge, and how did you turn it around, sir?
Oh, that was when I was younger, when I was in medical school. There was a time that I want to quit medicine at that time because I found it very difficult. It's, but my father said, no, you have to go on. This is just a temptation for you. Had I not listened to him, I perhaps I would be not as happier as this. The lesson there is that the wisdom of your parents would always count a lot. There would be times in your life that you feel like you don't want to continue. You feel like quitting. But then in this type of situations, you have to look for persons you can trust who could give you sound advice. And in my case, it was my parents. And they were the that gave me a lot of support and advice during those dark days when I want to quit medicine. And they said that these are just temptations in your life. It's that these are not really the answer for you. You know? Because they know me more and they can see that I can make it as a physician. They encourage me, and the good thing is that I listen to them. That's I'm trying to impart to a lot of young people now. If you have problems in your life or you're not sure of what you're doing or you want to do, don't be drastic in your decision. Ask for people, ask your parents for advice because they have that wisdom to see what is right in a different viewpoint. In a different viewpoint, you have to ask people's viewpoint. Do not be drastic in making decisions whenever you are in a crossroad. Pray and ask your loved ones. They will support you and they will give you the best advice.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That is such a very powerful answer there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you know this, ladies and gentlemen. I do this twice a week. I interview different people, physicians, nurses, therapists, business owners, you know. It's the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. But before I answer that, Anne said, Anna Contreras, Doctor, hello, good to see you, she said. So
Hello, Anna.
thank you very much, Anna, for watching.
Thank you.
Well, anyway, I would like to reiterate. Spell that, ladies and gentlemen. Reiterate. All right. Or I would like to reiterate what Dr. Teto said. He said his biggest, he never flinched. When I asked him, what's their biggest failure? He said, oh, medical school, Michael. Well, most of the people that I ask in these interviews that I do, it's the same thing. The challenges that they have in life, they don't look at it as a challenge. They look at it as a trial, as a test for them to get better. And I like what he said. He listened to someone else. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so we don't have people to listen to now. You got to find the coach. You got to find the mentor that will guide you and mentor you and teach you. And most of us here in our group, in our alternative healthcare career group, nothing against our profession, but we think we know it all. Sometimes we have to step back. We cannot see the full picture. If you're inside that frame, you got to step back and ask someone, hey, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing it correctly? Somebody was guiding. There's a reason why you go to an internship. There's a reason why you need to go to a fellowship. There's a reason why you need to have mentorship because they're right beside behind you telling you, hey, Michael, you're doing this right. You're doing this wrong. So you need to find a mentor. I like what he said, finding wisdom from someone else, whether it's your parents, whether it's your physician, your doctor, your therapist. You got to find someone. And he said, quitting and listening. We hear all this noise all the time. There's a difference between hearing and listening, ladies and gentlemen. I like what Dr. Teto said. He said, listen. You got to learn how to listen. There's also a difference between seeing and believing. You may see it, but if you're not believing it, that's a big difference there. All right, let me go bring back Dr. Teto again. Dr. Teto, any last parting
Yes.
wisdom for our audience?
Oh, always dream. Believe in yourself, and age doesn't matter. Uh, we can dream anytime, whatever age we are in. Always go back. Always try to look into yourself. Try to learn from your past, and try to plan what ahead. But then you could always be the best of yourself by knowing yourself first. Know your talents, know your passions, know your desires, and of course, know your dreams. Because those dreams could further propel you to become a better you. Always have that young outlook in your life. We are all young to discover a lot of things in ourselves. To do this, try not to do this just for yourself alone, but to think that what you can do can affect a lot of people and could inspire a lot of people. and that would make the difference. Even you're too simple or you're just nobody. But if you do something right, if you do something because you're passionate about it and you believe in that, then it will spell a difference and it will make a lot of people happier. And the world will be a bit happier because you have done a lot of just a simple thing, just a simple
Oh
could make
wow.
a difference.
Oh wow, that is such a very powerful tip there, Dr. Teto. Thank you very much. I know you're a very busy man. I appreciate you. So where can they find your book, sir? Your albums, your music, and your books,
All
sir.
right.
Mhm.
The books are now out of stock because we run out of stock because if they're on limited run only. But
Oh, wow.
perhaps if there would be demand, they would be publishing again. The good thing is that the U.S. Library of Congress acquired some of the books, so
Oh
you have
wow.
the copies there. If you would like, you like to browse on them. And
Oh wow.
the album is now out there, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and perhaps if you want to burn a disc, uh, Amazon on Demand would be offering that.
I'm gonna
All
definitely
right,
check it out,
so
sir.
yeah, these are Filipino songs. One is an English song, but then music is universal. I think you could still appreciate that, and I hope that this music would, for the for all of us, it could bring some, peace and some form of release or happiness in a way, a positive outlook. Uh, it was written during this pandemic time, and that's why the it's a bit it's like you know it's a simple song that I think a lot of people us could relate. Simple songs, simple tunes that could be relatable to all.
Wow. Well, thank you again, Dr. Azucena. Again, check his book out. It's currently out of stock because it's all in demand. And then, of course, you got to check his album out in Spotify, in Apple, iTunes, and, of course, in Amazon. I'm going to check it out tonight here in the States. But again, thank you very much, Dr. Ted. I appreciate you. Give my regards to your beautiful family there, to Dr. Rowena and the rest of the San Pablo
Yes.
Medical Society. I miss you all there.
Right.
Give my regards. So,
Okay. Wow. Yes. Try
all
to
right.
visit San Pablo City for everyone. It's a very beautiful city. It's a city of seven lakes, and you'll be turned into poets or writers when you see the city. It's beautiful. It's absolutely fantastic.
I bet. I bet. Well, again, thank you very much, Dr. Tedo. Appreciate you. I hope you have a great morning there in your area. Appreciate you. Again, before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, always remember the word fast. FAST, letter F. Find friends that will push you to your next level because you are the average of the five people you hang out with. So, who are you hang out with? Are you hang out with awesome people? Guess what? You're going to be awesome. You hang out with amazing people. You're going to be amazing. Today, I hang out with an awesome person, Dr. Cristeto Azucena. He's a physician. He's got a good group there, the San Pablo Medical Society. Well, guess what? He probably hanged out with photographers. That's why he became a photographer too. He probably hanged out with authors and singers. I remember him singing all the time. Now he's a singer, songwriter. He's got an album out there, right? So you gotta specifically find friends that will push you to your next level. Even Dr. Teto said you have to find counsel. You gotta look for wisdom. Find friends that will push you to your next level. Next letter is letter A. You gotta learn how to take action. All the stuff that we're doing is not gonna do me good. It's not even gonna do Dr. Teto good if you don't take action. Take action, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like what he said, find your passion and then take action from that. All right. Next letter is shoot for the moon. Why? If you keep shooting for the moon, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. You're going to fail. If you keep missing it, guess what? You're going to be landing with the stars. Tonight, I kept shooting for it. Tonight, I landed with a star with Dr. Cristeto Azucena. He's a star there. Don't you know that, ladies and gentlemen? He's a star there in the Philippines, like a superstar or something like that, right? And last but not the least, on the word fast is letter T. Is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually understanding it more. And that's what this Dr. Teto is doing. He's teaching us how to find our passion. He's teaching us how to find our alternative healthcare career by finding that specific passion. Again, thank you very much, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. Thank you very much, Dr. Teto, for coming over. Appreciate you. Again, we won't have any show this coming Thursday and next week because it's Christmas time, but I wish you all the best. You will see me around, but be awesome, be great, be excellent, and I will see you later, my Facebook friends. Bye-bye.